Welcome to the Land Your Bet Sports Betting Live Show. Happy New Year's Eve. Can we say that before it's the eve? I think we can. So happy 12/31 to everybody. We have 4 games to go. We have 2 games up right now. Got David producing. David, can you do you have is it still halftime for those games for Milwaukee and the Pacers?
I
know I'm throwing a curveball.
For Toronto and Boston, we're in
Either
the third
game.
quarter already.
Yeah. They're all in the third quarter. Yeah. Okay. Yep. We're on to the later ones anyway. So we're gonna be looking at the other games here that are still left. We're gonna kick it off with the Clippers and the Spurs. Then we're gonna get into Minnesota, OKC, Memphis, Phoenix, and Cleveland, LA. And obviously we're waiting on stuff here to come out. So I'm gonna do my best with what we have. Got to go an hour early, so we'll see how many folks we can get in here. But appreciate y'all that are joining. Plenty of you guys got the noties on. We got the membership stuff going too. This is just a soft announcement about that, but I'll get more into that here next week, where people who are YouTube members will have a little bit of priority to get some of those looks in, so that we can make sure that we're getting people who are a part of the membership group those looks and all that good stuff. But in the meantime, do give that video a like as you guys are crawling in here. We got the bottom line scrolling already with the plays just passed right before I said that. So we do have a couple looks already in. One of them was Chris Middleton and him to get 13 points. He had 10 at the half. So hopefully you guys saw the video from last night. You are subscribed to the page, so you're not missing any of this stuff, and you're getting the bets that I get as early as you can. Middleton's still on 10, so we just need 3. They're getting beat by 13. We'll be fine. We're gonna figure that out. Like I said, we're gonna kick it off with LAC and the Spurs. Clippers won last night against the Pellies. James Harden is the bane of my existence. I don't know why I keep betting on him, but the SGP that we had in that one didn't hit. Everything else was looking pretty good. So while we get people still rolling in, I should say, I will bring up the record from yesterday. The bets we got down on the show, there's a couple that were missing from the show because I didn't get a chance to look at the Jazz as closely, but Christian Brown, Walker Kessler, Jokic triple-double, the bottom 3 hits there all came after the show. Everything before that we actually did on the show. Kobe White we got on the show yesterday, Ivica, and Miles Bridges I had a bet earlier in the day, so you guys got that if you were in the live show as well. And then Vooch didn't hit. Luckily, I did not give that out in the live show. I gave that out right before the start because we got this down to 19.5, and old boy missed everything that came to him. So I'm not even that mad about it. Whenever Zach LaVine is out like that and you still have Vooch and Kobe White as the primary scorers, I'm going to continue to do that, right? They played a bad team. In the Hornets, they sucked yesterday as a squad, so whatever. We needed to get to overtime to hit our Kobe White bet, but Harden blew it. And then Jay Allen yesterday was the topic du jour because Jared Allen crushed our hearts by having 9 rebounds to get the close to the double-double there. And then in the fourth quarter, had the whole fourth quarter to get 1 board, got 2 quick fouls when he came back in the game in a blowout over the Dubs, and the blowout really screwed us in the end because he didn't have to come back at all. But still really good, up 41.4 units on the season. So still got the code running. I have 5 left from the episode last night that I put out that told you guys if you want to jump into the VIP for a free month. Sorry, not a free month. This is for 40% off for your first month. So if you want your first month 40% off in the VIP, stop missing out on every play that we get in, so you can make the units that we're making, get the price that we get, all that good stuff. Plus, we've got the one-on-one sports betting consultation. So if you jump in as a member of the VIP with the right package, gets you some one-on-one sports betting consultations, meetings. I've got weeklies with a couple of guys. I've got some that meet every now and again. So whatever you guys want to do, I'm here to help everybody sort of trim those bad habits and pick up some good ones. But I'm going to jump in the comments as we get into LA and the Spurs. We'll start looking at that. I'm obviously hawk-eyeing Chris Middleton, who still has 10 and is annoying me now. But he'll get a bucket here soon, I'm sure. We're going to be using Props Madness for everything. So if you don't yet have a Props Madness account and you do want to get one, I highly recommend it. This is the #1 platform for basketball, both men and women. So whatever you're looking at here for the NBA, the W, when we come to the ladies in the summer, this is going to be the GOAT product. So I'll be showing you exactly how I'm using this. Hopefully you can get the most out of it as well. There's a lot that you need to be able to know here so that you can make sure, like I said, you're getting the most out of Props Madness. But let's get into that Clippers and Spurs game and start with the fact that we do know the Clips are on the second leg of a back-to-back. I need to pull up the injury report, and the latest injury report here came out 5 minutes ago. So this is going to be 5 minutes. For those of you that are still not familiar, I this linked in the description of the video. Definitely check out the NBA official NBA injury report. This is the gospel. This is the NBA team's official report to the league, and the league giving us that info. So once you pull it up, it's going to update once an hour every on the 30-minute mark, right? So 4:30, 3:30, etc. If we scroll down to the Clippers and the Spurs, the thing that scares me about the Clips is that they're a team that I could see just randomly being like, just kidding, James Harden's out and Norm Powell is now questionable and Zubac might not, like, they might be doing that. They're better about it this year, mostly because Kawhi is just out and Paul George isn't there to fuck shit up with the injury report. But for this one, I'm just going to move forward assuming that everything's good. David and I were talking about this, and I believe there's some looks for Wemby in here. So let me jump in the comments as we get it and see what you guys are looking at from this game. But if you have something specifically for Clippers Spurs, now's the best time to get it in. Good to see everybody in here. What's up, Phil and C-Biz? Some of the comebacks. Appreciate you guys always joining in. Hell yeah. Good to see you, Joe. Good to have you in there too. I love you guys too. All right, we got Nate in here. Always good to have you, fam. Let's see. We do have a bet already for White Dante. We'll talk about him in just a little bit. Tipping wheelchairs is like in Wemby, so that is probably where I'm going to start. You like the 25.5 or the 3.5? What do I think? We'll talk about it. He gets 26 points. Chances are he hit his threes. Yeah, I would agree with that. Overall, especially because he's going to be playing Zubac, who's going to be tough for him to move down low. Like, he's not going to move him down low. Norm Powell for 2.5 threes. I was all over Norm Powell yesterday, and for some reason, the only bet I put on him was with James Harden. But yeah, he's so fucking good, man. Wow, did Pirtle come through with the boards? Hell yeah, good to see you too. You in here, Marcus? Jamie B, let's make some for sure. LeBron be the first player in history to play as a teenager and as a 40-year-old. Yeah, you put a lid on his triple double. He's still questionable. My only thing with LeBron is going to be, it was his birthday on the 30th, right, last night, and he got New Year's tonight. Like, you don't come back from a hangover at 40 the way that you did at 20. Let's just put it that way. So we'll see what kind of LeBron we're getting, who's questionable with an illness of sorts, an alcohol-related illness is what I would call it. Let's see. We got Kevin Porter Jr. Man, I hate Kevin Porter Jr.'s game. He also just takes away so much from that team. But we can look at him because his RA specifically, I'm not inclined to take his assists. I'm not going to lie to you, Nate. That man does not like to pass. But we'll see it. Everybody here, we got honestly bread on LeBron too. We got a bounce back game from Mobley from Phil. We can look at that. We got Crank Zone with Ant-Man and his boards. Take a look at that. Pritchard already cashed. Hopefully he'll hit that stuff too. I didn't have a number out for him last night when I did the video, but hopefully you guys saw that. What's good, Aaron Quiggs? Yeah, go ahead and give the video a like if y'all are jumping in here. Got a good amount more people already, so that was tough, man. The triple double, that would have been crazy if you hit that for our boy. And yeah, shout out Free Sauce. I think he might be at work, but Free Sauce hooked everybody up yesterday with the Tumani Kamara stuff. My boy is crushing it. Yeah, that's beautiful. Wow, plus 1,800 for Tumani double. Nice hit, yo. And yeah, salute to Free Sauce for sure. He is one of the VIP gappers in there in the free part of the Discord and the VIP. So if you want to check out his plays and a couple others, like go see Mike, who I'm scrolling through right now. Hell yeah, who's finally got the kids out of his hair so he can look at some basketball stuff and do hood rat shit with his friends. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, Phil, you got to know it's White Dante, right? Like, as Bomani Jones put it, he's like, if I had to guess what a guy named Dante that was white looked like, it would be Dante DiVincenzo. That's what White Dante looks like for sure. Let's see. No. Yeah, no, Jaylen Brown might not have been the play today. I know some people were on him, but good to have you in here either way. Amber, let's see what else we got here. Cooper flag triple double probably. I don't know. Can you bet on Duke stuff? But yeah, I mean, when he gets here, we'll talk about it. When he's on the Hornets probably, or the Wizards. Yeah, maybe Sauce finally got some sleep. We're not sure. I think he might actually just be actually working, honestly. Like, man doesn't seem like he sleeps very much, but yeah, that's our guy, so we'll see it. All right, let's get into Wemby and start with that. So I do like the matchup for Wemby. I believe, David, were you the one that brought up that Wemby has good numbers against Zoo specifically? Did you look that up?
Yeah, I started to look it up, and then I'm finding the comment right now.
Let's just do
tipping wheelchairs brought it up. So it's like 26 points or over 3.5 threes. And basically it sort of looks like it's all dependent on the threes. And then you and I were kind of talking about player type and style. And I think just based on size, that's where he's going to probably live tonight.
Yeah.
And he's been in great form.
Yeah, Zubac is going to be playing a bit more drop D. There's no one else to really guard him. I guess they could try to put, like, when Nick Batum comes in, he'll probably guard him a little bit. Maybe they put Derrick Jones Jr. on him to try to get him out on the 3-point line and be able to guard him for real. But 3.5 is super high. That's all they're going to give us now moving forward. Let's look at what his can I get this so I can see? I need to move it out a little bit. That's on me. I want to see his 3-point attempts recently. We've got 12. 6 against the Nets. That was sort of an out game. Everything else has been 16, 13, just 8 right here. But for the most part, he's taking hella threes. Let's look at what the Clippers are doing in terms of limiting 3-point shots for the center position. If we're looking at that, this can be pretty helpful, just especially if you can explain it. So 1.3 a game. Obviously, Wemby's not your typical center, and they're in the bottom half of the league, but they're not necessarily specifically bad at giving up threes to centers. I don't like taking 4, even at plus 120. I mean, let's put it this way. We have to know how many he's going to take, and I think he's got to take at least 10 he's got to take like 11 for me to feel good about this, but he's taken 10 in 10 games. And obviously if he takes 10, he's going to hit 4. Not obviously, but if he does take 10, he's looking like he usually hits 4. So yeah, I guess 10 would be the magic number in terms of the attempts here against this squad. And as far as that goes, that's really just going to be what it is. I don't know that's a bet I want to make in terms of the threes. I usually like to take that at a slightly lower number. This would be where he's scoring from. This is how I'd be playing Wemby. So to answer the question very specifically from Tipping Wheelchairs, which is, should we be taking threes or the points for Wemby? I'd like the threes because I don't think he's going to be able to score down low very much against Zubac is really what it comes down to. I mean, he's not going to move him. You can see they play that drop defense. So down here, when you come to play type, you can see against the roll man in the pick and roll play that they are 5th best in limiting that for the Clips. So that's tough. That's obviously what Wemby's number 1 play is, as he's running the screen with Chris Paul there. So I'd be taking the threes. I'm probably not playing that today. I'm still trying to be reasonable here. I don't know. This is a little bit of a weird day. I only have 1 bet in the early slate for a reason. I'm not going to force stuff today, but if y'all are looking to play something for Wembanyama, I would be looking at the threes before I'd be looking at the points specifically. And once again, he's just got to take the 10, and that gets us there. I don't know for sure that he's going to do it. If we pull up his stats here on StatMuse, the most he's taken is 9, but obviously last season he wasn't pulling the same amount of threes, so it doesn't really help us much. And this was earlier this year, my bad. So they did play once this year. The one game that they played this season, I should be more specific about that. He took the 9 threes this year. He only made 2 of them, but the 9 is close to 10, right? It does indicate he's more likely to take more threes against LAC. So that's where I'd be going. But let me look at anything else in here. I'm trying to see if there's a couple other looks from this game specifically. Let's see. So we got Norm as well from Nate. And then, and Kobe was bringing up Norm as well. And then we got KPJ. So let's look at that stuff. All right. And then I think Marcus Price is probably just saying like, yo, shout out free sauce for this bet yesterday, right? Because we know the Wiz aren't playing today. But the stuff here for Norm, let's look at Norm and then we'll look at KPJ. But I don't know what I'm going to have for KPJ, honestly. We'll see. Injury report for the Clips. They did put it in there. And like I said, they don't have anybody in there that we need to worry about. Obviously, Terrence Mann's been out for a grip. So let's see about Norm. Norm's at 23.5. Thing here is, once again, so what I was talking about with Norm yesterday was the catch and shoot against the Pelicans. They're terrible at it. Well, the Spurs, I believe, are the opposite. I need to pull that up. So I'm going to teams, opponent shooting, changing this to general so I can look at catch and shoot versus pull up. And we know Norm is going to do a lot more catch and shoot than he is pull up off the dribble. I think this is a good defense against the catch and shoot. Yeah. San Antonio is giving up the 7th lowest frequency of catch and shoot shots. And they're in the top whatever in terms of limiting field goals made against the catch and shoot. So they're a much better catch and shoot defense as opposed to the pull up. You can probably guess that they're much worse against this since they're so good at the other shot. Phoenix, keep this in mind for this game against Memphis. Phoenix gives up the highest frequency of pull-ups. This is also a very much better catch and shoot defense. This is a Mike Budenholzer defense. Mike Budenholzer from when you remember him from the Bucks. The Bucks were very, very good against the catch and shoot, but they would allow guys to go one-on-one and do their thing in the pull-up. The Spurs here are going to be in the top 5 or 6 going into 6 in terms of giving up the frequency of pull-up shots. And then they're in the bottom 10 in terms of the amount of field goals that's made against them. I see what you're saying right here, Tipping Wheelchairs. Now, the interesting thing, it's funny you say that because I already brought this up. I already have the San Antonio Spurs team page up listed as, I want to look at their players, right? And so I'm looking at their players specifically in the last 5 games when I really started to notice this. We could probably go back even a little bit further. Let's do the last 7 games for the Spurs. This is what's interesting to me. These top 4 guys on the starting lineup are all playing 32 plus minutes, right? Since they got Devin Vassell back in the starting lineup, this is the 4 that they start with. And then Champagnie and Harrison Barnes have been going back and forth, basically, like with the 23, 24 minutes for both of them. And then Keldon's gotten in there, but Stephon Castle lost his minutes, no minutes for Trey Jones. Zach Collins barely gets in there, plus he's hurt. So we're seeing a lot more of these 4 guys, and those are the guys that I'd be targeting for overs to start with. Obviously, Wemby is a maniac, and he's at 30 points per game over his last 7. He's averaging 4.4 threes made over those last 7 as well. So I'm starting to talk myself more and more into him making 4 threes for plus money because that does seem super duper worth it. In fact, I want to check out how worth it that might be just based on, let's use the sample size. Let's see real quick for Wemby. So if we're looking at Wembanyama, I got to go back to him now, and I'll get right back to Norm. But now you made me really think about this for the fact that Wemby's been such a killer for the last, let's just do 10 games to start for a minute. In the last 10 games, I think this is about where he started to take more threes, right? Yeah, I mean, 7. So now it's really been in the last like 6 games, 15, 8, and then 13, 16, 6 and 12. And 6 would be against more versatile centers for the Nets that can really get out and guard a little bit further from the basket, like Noah Clowney, yeah, and Nick Claxton more so. So I'm good on that one. And then it makes sense that he was taking threes against Rudy and them in that drop defense, 4 made right there. I do think that the threes are going to be something I'm looking at now to actually play. Plus 120. The only thing I want to look at here, my ADD got the best of me. What are you doing, Chris? What are you doing, Chris? What are you doing? 10 points, still at the 7 shots, Chris. Are you going to be a part of this offense, Middleton? You motherfucker. 10 points still. Get those 3 and just let me stop worrying about this. Now y'all are going to see live how bit of a fucking baby I am when I actually watch the games I bet on. Normally I get to be in silence hitting things by myself. All right, so what I want to know here is, and I keep going back to this and I stop. Player prop tool. I've shown you guys this before. I'm not trying to put you through school or make you do math, but I'm gonna tell you right now, this is going to be very helpful if you are projecting your own numbers and finding bets by making your own actual numbers and projections. Then you want to know if the odds that are available to us are worth it. So I'm going to be moving a little bit quick here, but if anybody has any questions about what I'm doing, let me know in the comments, and I'm happy to answer whatever it is. But I'm going to put Wemby in here. I'm going to do threes as his prop. The line is 3.5. The over is plus 120. The under for Wemby on the threes, we'll just use DraftKings. Let's say minus 154, right? All right, minus 154. His minutes average on the season. Now, the thing is like this is where I got to make sure I'm using the right sample size. And that's why I'm trying to see, when did Wemby start taking more threes versus less threes? So on the season, let me just do Wemby on the season. Wembanyama this season. So Wemby stats this season, I want to see minutes. I want to see the threes attempted, etc. He's at 33 minutes per game. He's at 9.5 threes attempted, which is good. That I can work with that. 3.4 made. And once again, though, Wemby over the course of Wembanyama last, so let's see, he's played how many games this season? In 27 games, let's say last 15 games. Has his 3-pointers gone up from 9.5 attempts to anything more than that? Yeah, it's up at 10.5 attempts in the last 15 games. So this is important because I want to use this sample size of the last 15 games when he's really increased his 3-point volume. That's the sample size I want to use. So I'm going to say that I'm going to use the last 15 games as my sample size for a minute and see what that does. In the last 15, he's averaging, let's go back down here. In the last 15, we're looking at 34.6 minutes per game on 3.9 threes made. All right. So the minutes average has been 36. What I already forgot, 34.6. And the prop average is 3.9 threes made. The projected minutes for tonight, I think we should probably just give him 34. I don't see why not. 34, right? And now I need to find out the implied probability. That's really, really simple. It's just saying what's the percentage chance that he does this. So betting odds calculators are going to help you with anything you need to find here. What I want to know is the American odds of minus 154. That is an implied probability of 60%. That's what these implied odds mean. So I need to take that 60. I need to round up to 61. All right. So there's a 61. The minus 154 is implying there's a 61% chance that he hits 3 threes or fewer. That's it. So Did Chris not start the second half? I didn't realize that either. I'll be less mad at him if he didn't start. But I think he did because he had 15 minutes at the half. Maybe I'm wrong, but either way, see how easy it is to distract me. The 61% and then plus 120 is going to be is a lower implied probability. The implied odds of 120 give you a 45% implied probability that this hits. So 45%. Oh, I put it in the wrong spot. All right, we got 61 and 45. So this is saying you play this to the over for sure. You have a 25%. You have a 25% edge to the over as opposed to the under. So our projections here are saying that it is still we have a 20. We're saying it's 25% more likely than the books are saying that he hits this thing. So we're in a good spot if we want to hit the over here. We think that there's closer to like a 55 to 60% chance, even 70% chance that he hits these 4 threes. It's at least worth it, right? The edge is telling us that at that price, it's worth it. So fuck it, we ride, I guess is what I'm saying. David, do you want to throw that on the bottom line when you get a chance for the over 3.5 threes for Wemby at plus 120?
Yep, you got it.
Thanks, brother. Much appreciated. Yeah, I don't know how we stay away from that at plus 120. It's not going to move, so let me not rush this into the VIP and mess up the stat that I write again. Let me move this down. All right, cool. So that's telling me that it's worth it. If we use the last 15 games as the sample and we ignore the other stuff, plus we have a good matchup against a drop defense for Wemby, I like this look. I'm starting to like it a lot more. So before I move away from this game, I got to get to Norm. So let me look at Norm. Also, quick reminder, give that video a like if you would. The bets that we have are going to be scrolling on the bottom line. David's got the ones from earlier, and we've got the Wemby bet that we just added as well for him to get the 4 threes. Plus 120 is the best price on DK. Now we're looking at Storm and Norman. These teams played already this season. What does Storm do? They won by 9. He played 34 minutes. He only took 15 shots in that game. That's weird. Norm's having a career year. I'm just going to go back to StatMuse for a minute and Norm Powell this season just to get Norm's full suite of stats here. He's at 24.6 points. That's for sure a career high. And 17 shots. So he's still doing this on just 17 shots. He's wildly efficient. 46% from 3. That's what it comes down to. So the question was actually about Norm's threes, and 2.5 is going to be juiced all the motherfucking way down, right? So we're looking at another situation of, do we want to hit 4 threes for this man at plus 135 on the season? He's averaging right underneath that. I think that this would tell us to hit it. He did hit it last time against them as well. He did. Now he went 5 for 8, man. I don't know that you want to bank on that, but shit, I mean, 46% from 3 ain't bad either. This 3-point defense is 17th. Let's look at the shot chart here. He's making most of them from above the break, and this team is giving more above the break. So this is going to be an above the break 3 kind of game, which Harden did yesterday and dicked us royally. Shout out to whoever had the Harden threes look in there. That was a sharp look. I forgot who it was, but somebody brought that up, and I just didn't look at it because I really thought Harden was going to be doing a lot more passing, and he didn't. So fuck you, James Harden. So Norm on the threes, yeah, I have no reason not to like it. It's a back-to-back. How much, like, once again, if you want to read into James Harden shit, how much do we think he's really trying? Now, I don't think San Antonio is like well known for its nightlife, so I'm not sure how much fun James had last night. Nice, good look. Thank you for that magic marker. If you are playing Wemby threes and you have FanDuel, it's a better number there versus the plus 120 at DraftKings. So definitely make sure that you're shopping those lines and getting it. I'm really still annoyed. Actually, I'm going to write to Pips about this, but I still don't understand why we can't get FanDuel. I'm sure it's not his fault, but it's annoying. In the 23.5 at minus 120 is a good number. And let me just pull up FanDuel so I can just have that up and make sure I'm not missing stuff like exactly what you just said, Magic Maker, which I appreciate, dude. Let's see, NBA. Let's pull up Storm's points. Stormin, where you at? Top point scorer. First quarter alt for Norm. So 23.5 is minus 132 here. So the minus 120 number for Norm on DraftKings is a good look as is right now. Just it's a better number than the other books around it. Pinnacle has this at minus 136 for him to get 24. I do think it's another good game for him. I really can't imagine. They have not bumped this prop line up very much at all. And he's obviously been going clean over on the season, 24.6. Like if he averages, who's at 34 minutes per game, like there's no reason to think he won't play 34 minutes per game tonight. 33.6 to get that stuff. Barely went under last game. Yeah, I mean, it's just there's not much of an edge either way, but other than that, it's fucking Norm Powell, and he's awesome. But that's really it right now. I think Zoo's going to have to play a bunch. I also think Batum's going to have to play a bunch, but I don't have much for it. Dave, did anything else stand out about this game that anybody might have put in there? Or we can come back to it if we need to.
Not really, to be honest. There were some looks for Harden, like you mentioned, but no.
Yeah, for sure. All right, cool. Then I think we will move on for a minute, and we'll just at least touch on some of these other games too. Let's get to that mini OKC game. I think there's stuff there, but before we do, I should have also mentioned. So we got a couple of things I just want to run past you guys again. If you do want to jump in the VIP, up 41.5 units or a little more, and we will be going to 100 here on the season. That's something that's the goal. That's what we're going to do. So if you do want to jump in, you can sign up using code over 40, since we crossed back over the 40 plus 40 margin mark after going well over, then going under, then coming back over. So we're back over it. That's the code if you want to get a free month. And then I am running the same promo as yesterday for the sports book. So if you sign up for one of the sports books that's linked in the description of the video, that includes Underdog, that includes BetMGM. We've got Better, Sleeper, and a couple others in there as well if you're interested. So definitely jump in there and check it out. If you do that, sign up using code LYB, get all your free money and all your sportsbook promotions there, bonus bets and whatnot, and then DM me a screenshot to show proof that you signed up using code LYB, and then I'll get you a free month in the VIP Discord for those interested in getting the plays and making sure you're getting the stuff that we're doing here at the same time that we doing it. So let's get into this OKC mini game. And the bet that I already have that y'all know is for White Dante DiVincenzo, DDV, whatever nickname you want to use for him. Captain Morgan sometimes with that look. Let's see. He's at 11.5. It is down to minus 120. This was even money a little while ago. I think I kind of want to hit the 11.5 in addition to already having played the threes. So I already played the threes for Dante. I got this at minus 125, I believe, for the over 2.5 threes for DiVincenzo. And I also laddered this to over 3.5. And this is all on the bottom line for those of y'all that are looking for it. It's scrolling down there so you can get the plays that I already have on the card that I'm sharing with you. The 3.5 was plus 180 for that. So I put a half a unit on Dante to get 4 threes as well. Obviously, he's really mostly only done that in the last 2 games, but it really comes down to the minutes. I mean, how many games has he even played 30 minutes this season? He's at 4 games that he's played 30 minutes. Now, I'm kind of just trying to lean into my projection that I had at the beginning of the year, which was that I said the end of November, so I'm a month late if this is happening. But I said Dante was going to overtake Mike Conley in terms of the minutes, and that we were going to start seeing this catch and shoot player that the Minnesota Timberwolves desperately need to make threes for them, and another ball handler to maybe break down stuff off the dribble. They needed him in there, plus his defense. So Mike Conley getting older, he's starting to see his stuff dwindle a little bit in terms of the minutes for Mike Conley, and we're seeing Dante in the last 2 play these 30-minute plus games. And this is just another good situation against a team that gives up catch and shoot. We've talked about that with OKC. If you look at the way that they D up, they are very, very good against the pick and roll ball handlers. There is the third rank here against the pick and roll ball handlers, limiting points. And then off the spot up, we've got them 24th. So OKC plays a ton of pressure defense, everything up top here, right? We see where they're second best, limiting threes above the break. They're third best, even if you take one step inside there. They're just not letting you really get into the paint, much less get points once you get in there. So that's the way that you want to attack OKC is who's standing in the corners, who's waiting for the spot up shot or the catch and shoot, right? That's where he's getting the majority of his points. Last season, Dante was the leader in catch and shoot threes and catch and shoot makes overall. That's what he's here to do. And I think he's going to come back and do it. Another thing that I've noticed that is pushing me towards this, and once again, this is from watching stuff, but also having conversations on the daily with people who are like hawkeyeing this stuff, watching the right podcast, all the rest of it. Julius Randle is turning into point Julius a lot more so than he has been at all. If you look at these last like 5-6 games, he is at a ton of potential assists, more than he was earlier in the year. And it started just because I started to see him getting dimes, and I was like, what is going on, right? Because all of a sudden he goes from having 4 potential assists, 4 potential, 5, 9 here, but 8, 7, 7, 6, like anywhere from like 4 to 8 to having anywhere from 9 to 11 over the last 5 games. And so when I went and looked at it, I was like, what is going on here? So I went to NBA Advanced Stats to see, is there something going on where he's now playing more like point guard or something? Why does he have the ball in his hand so much? So I went over to the NBA Advanced Stats. I went to tracking data. I went to passing, and I want to see if he's doing some more of that. So I'm going to filter this to just Minnesota real quick. So we're just looking at the Minnesota Timberwolves players, and I'm pulling that up to see on the season, right? Passes made. Julius Randle is actually third behind Mike Conley, but he's at 35 a game, 43 passes received, and his potential assists at about 7.8, right? That's been him for the entirety of the season as a whole through 31 games. What about if we look at these last 5 where we start to notice this change in how he's playing, or at least this uptick in his assists? Like, what's going on there? In the last 5, he's up to 9.4 potentials. So that is 2 more basically than his other, than prior to that. And really, if we look at it earlier in the season, it was probably closer to like 6, right? But then he's got this big uptick recently, and that's made his numbers more. His passes made went up by 7 per game. His passes received went up by about 10 per game. And this is a huge indicator for us because the passes received mean he's standing more at the top of the key in a point guard position. That's what that means. So that's really important to know so that we know that he's in the point guard position. Passes made and passes received both indicate that this dude is the point guard. So he's up and he's up to 6.6 assists per game. And that is all telling me they need more catch and shoot guys, because I started to watch some of the tape. I went in. You can actually see all of Julius Randle's assists if you go into the box score of a game and you click on it. I just want to make sure everybody knows that real quick. Let's just go into the last box score for them. I believe they played Sunday for Mini. They played the Spurs. You can literally go in here, and when you go to someone's stats, you'll see Julius Randle assists at 4 right here, right? I can click on that, and it's going to give me the highlights of each one. So I'm going to look at each Julius Randle assist and just see what's going on. Now, this one, this was just a good pass. But then a couple of the other ones are him driving and kicking to a catch and shoot player, or obviously catch and shoot right there. That's the majority of his assists. It's just going to run through all of them. You can see he's even bringing the ball up here, right? And Ant is on the floor, and they still have it as point Julius, now throwing a lob. So there's going to be a lot of opportunities for Randle. That's going to mean more Dante, less Mike Conley, who was the point guard. So this all has added up to me loving Dante on the rebounds, or excuse me, on the threes. Jesus Christ. For Dante on the points, there's like, put it this way. If he hits 3 threes, which I like him to do, and the way I'm going to look at this is I'm going to go to points. I'm still on points for him. I'm going to do 3P. 3P just indicates that the 3-pointer, how many threes has he made? If he makes at least 3 3-pointers, I'm going to take my filter and move it so that I see all the games where he's made at least 3 threes. He's over the 11.5 in 10 of 15, averaging 14.7 when he hits at least 3 threes. So that's a really nice edge if you use that data there. He also was taking way fewer shots earlier. In these last bunch of games, we've got 12, 10, and then 12 and 15. Earlier in the year, even when he was hitting, it's when he was taking 7, 9, 12 there, 12, which is nice. So it's really about the amount of shots he's taking. And I think we're in a place where he's definitely taking a lot more shots. So I think the 11.5 points is also a play. Like, I have no reason not to play it, to be honest, because he can score in other ways. Now, the reason I like the threes was he's taking the majority of his shots, like 66% of his shots are coming from 3. So if he doesn't hit the threes, I don't know, he's going to hit the points. But either way, so it doesn't seem worth it to add it. Let's see. All right, so that's where we're at with Dante. The other bet that I have before I look at some of the stuff you guys are bringing, I did take iHeart. I don't know that what I took is available, which is another reason to jump into the VIP if you want to get the picks when they come out and not miss any of them. This is still at 26.5. What went down? The rebounds? No. Well, I guess the assist kind of, because the assists you can get for a really nice number. I don't know why people are betting the under on the dimes, to be honest. Like, I actually like the assists as a big reason for supporting the PRA for an Isaiah Hartenstein over, to be honest. If we look at Hartenstein, first of all, how many? He's averaging 3.7. Yeah, all right, that's fair. I still like the PRA. The thought process here, what I want to show you is iHeart does most of his work from right in this area where it says 2%, like the mid-range, top of the key, extended paint. This is where iHeart gets the ball. This is where you have the most space to work with against this Minnesota team. If you look at the spot on the floor where they're giving up the largest percentage of their points, it's right here. It's right inside the 3-point line in the mid-range, and it's right inside the paint, in the extended paint. That's where Hartenstein lives. That's where he works right? That's where he does all of his work. He's getting the ball there either off of the screen and roll, or that's just where he's standing in the middle of a zone. And then he's turning and either putting up his little push shot. As you can see, half of his points are scored from the extended paint. Half of his points are scored right next to the basket. So the extended paint is where he's going to get a lot of stuff. It's either going to be him finding open guys for the shot, or it's going to be him taking that little push shot. So I love the points and assists, to be honest. And I like adding the rebounds because I just think he's going to have to be out there for a ton of minutes. Centers are going to have to play. And this is it. Like, we got Jalen Williams with a Y. He's going to be out there, and we're going to get some Kenrich Williams, but they've got to play a little bit bigger against this Minnesota team. And OKC is already pretty small, all things considered. So I like Isaiah on the over PRA at 26.5. That's also scrolling on the bottom line. And David, if you don't mind. Oh, wait, I know I'm going to look at Ant-Man boards to start, but if you could see if there's anything else that stood out to you as well. I think Ant-Man boards and Randall boards are the things. Now, Randall boards is interesting. I actually like this look. I'm going to start there because we know that this is a bad rebounding team. Randall, while he's not my favorite rebounder in the world, is a better rebounder than most of the guys we're going to see here on the Thunder, who allow the second most rebounds per game. The thing is don't they give up? I'm going over to FanDuel Fantasy Pros. This is where I can see how defenses perform against specific positions, right? Not the most helpful thing in the world. What is a shooting guard versus a small forward these days? Like, I don't really know, but the center position is what I want to look at here. Centers and point guards are at least consistent. The rebounds to I actually want to look at power forwards, because I want to look at how OKC does against PFs. They are giving up the third most rebounds to power forward. So this is a good starting point for sure. I think they're also giving up a ton of centers, right? Yeah, they're still giving up, they're in the bottom 10, limiting center rebounds as well. As far as the power forward stuff, this is interesting. Now, have these teams played this year? I can't believe I remember. Yeah, they didn't play yet. So for Randall, 29th in rebounds. Let me see how else I can look at this. DraftKings is minus 140. Definitely not going to go that route. I'm going to tell you that right now. What's he at on the season? 7 exactly? Yeah, this is tough. I don't see anything I guess it's been better lately than it was to start the season. I guess there's that. If you look at basically from right here on, this is, let's just put it down to that many games for a minute. The first game was the Kings here. So this is the last 14 games, over an 8 of 14, averaging 7.4. The edge is gone. If this was 6.5 or anything better than that, which I don't think it's going to be much better over here on FanDuel. Wow, Celtics finally ran away. Holy shit. Raptors are so bad. That is hilarious. And we got 12 for Chris. Snaps. Can you get a fucking point, please? Nah, we're fine. What's going on in Boston? Sorry, I'm just now really super curious who just started going off for them. Scotty, wow, 13 rebounds. Pirtle rebounds was free. Let's see. Tatum, 23. Nobody.
Hauser hit 4 threes.
Is that part of it?
Off. Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Well, yeah, I'm so glad I stayed away from this game entirely. It was just like the only bet here was Pritchard. So I'm glad for those of y'all that cashed the Pritchard. Should have cashed the Hauser. I really thought about playing him too because his stuff was 6.5. You did? Yeah. He was the backup today to target because it was 6.5 points. And if you thought this was going to be the case, that they were going to be up by 51 points at one point in this game, then that was the play for sure. Is the backups aren't even on the floor anymore. It's the backups. Yeah. We got Drew Peterson running point out here and Jaden Springer and Neemias Queta. Awesome. Go Celtics, whatever. So yeah, I don't think there's any edge here on the boards for Randall, unfortunately. At 7.5, there's no edge there. So yeah, I'm off the Randall boards. Let's look at the Ant-Man boards. Ant-Man's tough to get on the points, honestly. Maybe the dimes. Oh, these are low. Hello. 3.5 is minus 166. What's the rebs for him? 4.5 or 5? Oh, 5.5. So 6 and 10. So is it 10.5 or 9.5 for the rebs and assists? 9.5. We can work with that. We could work with that. What did he do against them in the last season? Let's see. This is all regular season. 40 minutes. Yeah. Let's see. He had 10 rebound chances, 11, 10, 7. I do like it, though. I'm not going to lie. I see. I'm just trying to see what the volume is here, right? Like he's at like 18 potential assists in one of these games against OKC. It makes sense that they're going to force the ball out of Ant's hands and then make him have to drive and kick or just kick because they're just going to be doubling the shit out of him. And that's why guys like Dante DiVincenzo are going to be a bit of a better look against OKC. What did he do against them points wise last year? Yeah, he only had 2 games where he hit 25 plus. And yeah,
he took 20 shots last game. It looks like when they played each other.
Yeah. Which is normal, actually. At least it kind of was. I don't really know if it is this season for him. Where's he at with the shot attempts this season? 20, 17, 24, 20. Yeah, 20 is pretty normal for him.
The reason I say that is the 4 games prior to this last time they faced each other, 15, 16, 16, and 10 shot attempts, and then 20.
Oh, against them, you're saying?
Yeah.
Right. But you're talking about last season.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm tracking. Yeah, they're not even letting him shoot is the point that you're making.
Correct.
Got it. Okay. It wasn't Ant's decision to not take 20 shots every game.
Exactly.
It was the Thunder's decision to not let him, which I agree with entirely. So yeah, it seems a little bit more likely that 16 is about the average amount of shots that he's taking against this team. Let's use a little filter real quick for this season and look at field goals attempted and see what happens if he takes like 14 to 17 shots. Let's do it that way. 14 to 17 shots, not a great number. 20.4 points. Let's do 12.
I just want to let you know you got your 13.
Oh, Mazel Tov, Chris. Thank you. Oh man, really made us sweat out a bet where you had fucking 3/4 of it, 2 quarters to go. But good stuff, Chris. We're proud of you, bud. All right, so the field goals attempt, yeah, I don't like the points, but then, yeah, the assists look pretty good. And when he's forced to take fewer assists, as you can see here too, then the dimes go up to about 4.9. So I'm really liking the dimes, to be honest, with the amount that I think the ball is going to be in his hands. And I should be looking at Julius Randle assists too, after all the shit I'm talking about Julius Randle getting dimes. But 5 sucks. If I get this at 4, that would have been sick. I mean, 4 for both of those dudes is a nice little parlay piece. I think plus 110 ain't even bad, to be honest, for the over 4.5 for Julius. But yeah, I think if you're going to talk Ant boards, I might throw the assists in with them and 5.5 is a lot, even against this team. Are they better against guards rebounding? I wonder for OKC. Let's see, not really. They just suck at rebounding. They're in the middle of the pack, limiting the guard rebounds. There's not as many. I mean, they're not shooting that many threes, I don't believe, and I don't want to be lying to you. So let me actually make sure I'm not real quick. And just look at who is taking the most threes. Are they taking a lot of threes or no? Let's see. 3 points attempted for OKC. Yeah, they're still 9th in threes taken. So they are going to give up a lot of guard rebounds as well, I would imagine. Yeah, I can't get there with Ant, but I see it, and I would be going for the RA. 9.5 RA is a good look, and that would be the bet for him. I might take another look at that, but that's the lean for right now is Ant Edwards on the rebounds and assists. And then I'm also looking at a lean for Julius Randle on the dimes, and I'm going to have to look at this stuff a little bit more, but that all correlates with Dante catch and shoot threes and all that good stuff, so I like all that stuff in that one. But all right, let me get to this.
What about Wiggins, Aaron Wiggins under points? It seems like he really goes over on points when they, when they win by a few points and he's got more minutes. So I'm thinking tonight, fewer minutes under.
It's a very scary under. I'll give you that. Just because it's 6.5. And in these last couple games, I mean, Caruso's missing again, so there might be a few more minutes for him.
Oh, that's a good point.
But he's scoring games that they win by a lot, and then he always does well against the Hornets, which we have to remember. Plus, they sat everybody against the Hornets, but he's from Charlotte, so that's why he does well against the Hornets. And they sat everybody in that game, like Dort, Kayson Wallace, Alex Caruso, all missed that game. Caruso missed this last game against Memphis. They played him 24 minutes, but I do think that's because it was a bit more of a blowout. And I don't think we're going to get quite the same blowout. I'd actually be looking at the Wolves plus 7.5, plus 8 on the spread. So I agree with you that is a super sharp play. I am terrified of it. And I just think that there's better bets out. But I like where your head's at, and I see a lot behind it. Yeah, and Aaron Wiggins is a guy that will target, and if he gets inflated number, if he had a 9.5 point line right now because it was overinflated because of 2 good games in a row or something, then I'd be on it. But they're sharp enough that they've got this at the right number, to be honest. So
I mean, I don't want you to agree with me. You know,
No, I know.
that's what this is all about.
I would agree with you if I did, but like, yeah, there's no room. I think everybody knows that too, and I know you and I know that there's really no room for hurt feelings or a lack of desire to get feedback on your bets. Like, if somebody has a problem with a bet that I'm making because they're like, this is why I wouldn't do that, I want to know that. I don't want to. My ego doesn't give a shit. My wallet gives a shit, right? All right.
Phil Phillips is begging us to look at Plumlee unders.
Oh, okay. Well, we're not on that. We're gonna go to that game right now, so that's totally fine. I'm not gonna forget you, Phil. All right. So I am playing this game. I already forgot. Need to remind y'all, go ahead and give that video a like if you would. Goes a super long way. Much appreciated. If you're not subscribed on YouTube, I highly recommend it if you don't want to miss the videos that come out the night before. I don't always have every bet in the night before, but I get at least some in that you're going to want to get at the same number that I get them at. That's number one. And number two is, if you do want to jump into the VIP, you can do that for 40% off, since we just crossed back over the 40% or 40 unit win mark. We're up almost 40 or more than 41 now. So if you do want to jump in, 40% off your first month using code over40 if you're interested in that. And the other way to jump into the VIP for a free month is, if you do want to get that free month, sign up for one of these sports books. So we've got a bunch of books that are in the description of the video. There's links in there for Underdog and BetMGM, etc. Or if you just use code LYB when you go to the sportsbook homepages, use code LYB. That'll get you a bunch of bonus bets and all the rest. Do that. Screenshot the proof that you used code LYB to get a sports book. DM me the screenshot at JLBoogie is the username everywhere. Screenshot that to me, and I will get you a free month in the VIP. So those are the couple ways to get some discounts on VIP access. But let me get to this Phoenix game. I'd like to look at the Lakers game, but I actually wouldn't really like to. But if y'all want to, we will for a little bit. This game I like, and this game I think we can find some value for real. So looking at this one, I'm playing this as though Booker is playing. Booker is still listed as questionable, but he was at practice yesterday as like a full go, and he was at shoot around today. So I think Booker is going to be a go in this game, and that is very helpful for a couple things. So first thing I want to look at here is rebounds for KD. This is what I like to look at when I know that that Booker is playing and Yusuf Nurkic is not. So let me pull up. Let me get rid of some of this stuff that is making this all cluttered. I'm going to pull up what I've shown you guys a bunch now, Fantasy Labs. And I'm going to look at Phoenix because we know that Nurk is out for being a punk. And we know that Grayson Allen is back in. So we know Mason Plumlee is likely starting. We don't know that, but he started last game. And I think that's going to be the case here. And the look was for Plumlee unders, I believe. Is that right, David?
Yep.
Interesting. I shall look. But let me start by putting off court Mason Plumlee, or no, I'm sorry, Yusuf Nurkic and Royce O'Neal are both out in this game. Where you at, Nurk? Cement-footed ass Nurkic. So when we take them off the floor and we look at, I got this at per minute. I'm just gonna make it per 36 for a minute. Let's put on court let's put Plumlee because he's starting. We're also gonna get some. I learned how to say his name. What is it again? Oso Ighodaro. Yeah, it's not that hard. It's just Ighodaro. It's almost like Iguodala. So Mason Plumlee and Cade Dizzle and Devin and Brad. And then I think the other starter, it's either going to be, I think Grayson Allen still comes off the bench, in which case they're probably starting Ryan Dunn. Yeah, in the place of like Royce O'Neal. So when we put those bros off the floor, we don't have much to work with here, to be honest. This is only 12 minutes of these four guys on the floor together. But what we do know is that Kevin Durant be getting boards when he plays without Yusuf Nurkic. Plain and simple, end of story. Let me, in fact, take Mason Plumlee off here. It only gets us 10 more minutes. But basically, KD is looking at about 8 boards per 36 minutes when he's playing without Yusuf Nurkic. And I believe in that. I believe in that a lot. Where's the dimes at? Nobody's getting dimes. Even Booker. Oh, no, Booker's got 11 assists per 36 in this situation as well. So yeah, I'm looking at Booker assists. I'm looking at KD rebounds. Let's see what we have here for this. KD board 7.5. I can get that for plus money. That might be a look. Plus 105 on ESPN Bet, 102 on Bet Rivers, and a couple other places. That's one thing. And then the other one was book assists. Let me take a look at that now. 5.5. That's a playable number. Now, I know this defense actually does give up assists, doesn't it? Nope, it does not. 8th best at limiting assists for Memphis. But who the fuck is playing for Memphis? like, do we have the? No, we don't have it. It's coming up in 10 minutes. But the injury report here for Memphis: Santi, Brandon Clark officially out, Zach Edey, Gigi Jackson. That's a whole lineup of big men that's out. First of all, I really wish Yuki Kawamura was playing. If you guys remember him from Japan in the Olympics, that was so fun. I would love to take this tiny man to shoot a ton of threes and get a bunch of assists, but I don't think I'm going to be able to because I don't know he's going to play, and I don't even know that they would play him if he could. Jake LaRavia out, John Morant out, Marcus Smart out, Vince Will Jr. out. So is this the same defense? I don't know. We got John Conchar probably starting at this point. So 5.5 dimes for our boy. Let me see or something real quick. Let's do games with KD and Brad Beal. Up to, it's a little bit better, but still, it's a 6.6 assists per game, a 7 out of 11 hit rate, and we're getting even money or better for him to get 6 dimes in this game. I'm really wondering why I wouldn't do this. I guess this might just go up if he's ruled in officially, then this might go up a bit, but I'm like kind of okay with taking this right now, to be honest with you. Let me see here real quick. Why would he not have gone? I mean, 11 potentials, 13, 14. He's probably at about 12 or 13 potential assists per game. Yeah, I mean, head to head, let me look at Book real quick. Head to head against this team. Let me not do this. Let's just look at head to head. Last year for Book, 8-7. One game was missing Beal, but that was it that he got it. And the other game they won by 21. He had 7 potentials, but other than that, he had 13 and 14 potentials against his team. I think that's a look right there. I think Booker over 5.5 assists for plus 110 is the play. Let's put that on the bottom line for now. I like that even more than KD rebounds. Yeah, let's throw, if we could, David, let's throw Book over 5.5 assists. That's plus 110. And that is on Bet365. I'm playing that bitch. That is a bet. We've got one. Devin Booker over. If he doesn't play, by the way, for those of y'all that aren't familiar, if he doesn't play, then it is void. All right. But yeah, I mean, it feels laterable, honestly. Like I just said, like he's got a very good propensity for dimes when he's playing basically without Nurkic. It definitely opens up the spacing for this team a ton. So you'd love to see that. And I'm putting that in there. I think he's going to keep being that PG for them in this game. Coming back from injury also makes sense to just kind of pass a bit more and not necessarily try to drive in there in that sense. So I'm going to take that for him. As long as he gets like the 30, 32 minutes, he should be good to go. Is kind of where we're at. I mean, that's the best way to use this platform is to take this and go per minute and then say, all right, so Book in this situation. Now it's only 22 minutes. This is not a big enough sample size where he's played with Beal and KD and without Nurk and Royce O'Neal. Not a big enough sample size, right? But let's take Royce O'Neal like not off the court. Who cares? Now we're talking about Book getting 0.18 assists per 30 per minute, right? So if we multiply 0.18, because this is how many assists he's averaging per minute. And if we think he's going to play 30 minutes, let's just see what 0.18 times 30 is. That gets you to 5.4, right? And that's in these situations. But once again, with Royce O'Neal off the floor, it's even better. So I really like this for him with the guys that he's going to have out there. Ryan Dunn will be out there in the starting lineup. I think the assists are a great play. We can move past that. The look that was brought my way, even though I have one more that I'll look at, was there something that we started? I wanted to talk about Mike real quick. So Mike is also VIP capper in the Discord, the free part and the VIP part. We've got a bunch of really good looks coming from folks in there. So highly recommend checking out the free part too, if you don't want to jump into the paid subscription. But I keep going back to Triple J points versus, let's put that back up real quick. My bad. Did we lose it?
Yeah, sorry, I got it right here.
Okay, cool. Tonight versus Plumlee, however, he has only went over 25 points once in his career versus the turnstile. So what are my thoughts? I'm gonna be honest with you, my thoughts are I don't really play Jaren Jackson Jr. That's kind of my thoughts. Let me look at him in just a bit, but I have no desire to play 24.5 points for this man ever. Ja in, Ja out, Ja on outer space. I don't give a shit. I just hate Jaren Jackson Jr. No offense to you, Mike. I hate him. And like, yeah, Plumlee, I'm actually kind of a Plumlee fan. I don't know if people are trying to fade Plumlee tonight, but the sneaky shit I like about Plumlee is that homie's a very underrated and good passer. So just keep that in mind. Yes, Plum Dog assists. Oh, I love you. I love you guys. Maybe you watched a video too, and you saw that I was talking about Plum. The problem is I can't take Plum assists with Booker in. It's another reason why I took Booker assists, was like, he is the one getting the assist. Plumlee is not nearly as involved. He had 14 potential assists in this game yesterday against the Dubs. And it's because there was no Booker in there. Right. So, yeah, I want to, man. I love this dude's passing ability for a big man. I love how underrated he is as a player in general. But I cannot. And he's no match for on offense, honestly, for Triple J out on the 3-point line. So it makes sense that you would take him over for Triple J if you were interested. But the bet I like is the one that you were just showing for a minute, Mike, which was Desmond Bane. I think that was tipping wheelchairs. I think if you guys watched the video last night, you saw that what I was talking about with Bane, right? Because this starts with the need to see. Erase some. Maybe I did need some of those tabs. So what I wanted to show you guys is how, right, I showed you this earlier. How bad is the Phoenix team at limiting pull-ups? That's the key. So if you're on teams, opponent shooting, general, right? Hopefully you guys are, if you're trying to do this for yourselves, you're figuring it out. Shot range, pull-ups. And I mean, look, yes, I have to spend some time each day looking at shit for no reason, just being like, let's see who has the most transition points per game. That's the fucking shit I have to do to be good at this. But like, that's why I know this. But I'm here to share it with you, and now you guys will remember it too, and you'll be able to use it. So pull-ups for Phoenix against them, they give up the most pull-ups, right? The highest frequency, I should say. So it's frequency, meaning how often it happens, not the amount of times it happens. It happens 25.4 times per game against them. That means it's 28.7% of the shots that they're allowing, right? So 30%, let's say, of the shots that Phoenix allows against it are taken off of the pull-up, not off the catch and shoot, because head coach Mike Budenholzer, and this is important. I mean, if you want to nerd out, I'm following coaches and their strategies. Like, that's what it is knowing coaches, knowing their tendencies, and how they're going to implement their offenses and defenses. Mike Budenholzer implements a no leaving shooters policy, right? So everybody is sticking to their man, allowing them to go one-on-one, which means the shot that's going to be taken against them is a pull-up. Hopefully that all made sense. If you know ball, then you kind of know what I just said. If you don't worry about it. Hit me up on the side or whatever, and I can tell you what I said in plain English a little bit more. All right, so for Phoenix, we want to look at the pull-up shooter. So if Ja was at 27.5 points, I would take Ja. Ja could it would have to be a crazy high prop for me to not take over Ja Morant points. Except for Ja Morant's not playing. So who is going to come in and do what Ja Morant does? It ain't going to be Scottie Pippen Jr. I really thought it would be at one time in the season. I think we all did. And I just don't think that's the case anymore. I don't think he's looked at as the dude that they want to have the ball in his hands all the time. If I look at this without Ja on the season, it's not like Scottie just steps in and becomes the starting PG who does everything. He's still averaging just 14.5 points per game without Ja. He's gone over 15.5 in just 5 of 13 games. So this is just not a good number for him. But Desmond Bane do be taking the pull-ups. And this is what I looked at for just last game was, okay, so let me just get an example of, let's look at the games where he played without Ja. So the first one was this last game. The point that I'm making, I'll just work backwards. The point that I'm making is that Desmond Bane takes a shit ton of pull-up shots when Ja Morant is not playing. That's the point that I'm making. And now let me show you how I made it, how I came to that conclusion. So I'm going to go to players. I'm going to look at play tracking. I'm going to look at pull-up shooting. Now I'm going to go to the Memphis Grizzlies. I'm going to pull up their players and see who's taking the most pull-up shots for this team. Actually, it already is Bane. All right, great. But there's an even better note. All right, so he's taking 4.5 shots per game off the pull-up. Ja would be probably taking a lot more if he played more than 20 games of the 28 that they've played or 30 that they've played this season because he's Ja. And Memphis is annoying, but it's already Desmond Bane taking the most pull-ups, so we know that. Let's look at last game because that is when Ja did not play against the Thunder, and we saw Desmond Bane take more than his average of pull-up shots, right? One more thing I can do just to see another example. If I look at the Hawks, right, this was on the 21st of December. I can literally specifically look at that game by going here and changing the date. Instead of last game, let's get all season. But let's change the date so that it was exactly on the 21st so we can see how the players did against Atlanta for Memphis on this date. and the amount of pull-ups. So he took another one. That was one more than his average, right? So he's taking at least 1 to 2 more pull-up shots per game without Ja Morant, at least over the last 2. And it's definitely going to hold true for the rest of this stuff as well. He's normally catch and shoot. You don't want to be a catch and shoot player against the Suns. You want to be pull-ups. So I like Desmond Bane points as his pull-ups increase when he plays without Ja Morant. And now you can see we're actually getting a really, really good price on this. It's 20.5. And there's a lot of 21.5s hanging around, including on Pinnacle. Let's see what it is on FanDuel real quick. Wow, Bucks are going to win that game. Or at least they're coming back. On FanDuel for Desmond Bane. I was born in it. Let's see, player points. 20.5 minus 108. That's an even better number. I think that's gonna be a bet. Let's add Desmond Bane to the card, if we could, please, my good Sir David. We've got Bane 20.5 points over that at minus 108 on the FanDuels. All right. Adding that to my card as well. AFG. Let's get it. Don't fail me now, Desmond. And it's really about the points with Desmond because he hasn't been playing that much this season, and he's been rounding into health and form as of late. So I like that for Desmond. Playable, I would play this. Look at the numbers. 2.5. This thing. Cool. I like that. You like that? I like that. All right, we got Desmond Bane on the card as well. For those of y'all jumping in, definitely give the video a like if you would. Scrolling on the bottom, once David gets that bet up as well for us for Desmond Bane is going to be all the bets that we've made so far. So if you missed anything and you don't get to it before we got to end the show, you can definitely check it out on YouTube as well. If you do want to jump into the VIP, I'll tell you one more time that you want to use code over40. That'll get you 40% off. I still had 5 codes when we started the show. Not sure what we're at now, but we should have at least 1 or 2 or 3 in there for you guys. And then if you also want to jump in for a free month, sign up for one of these books and use code LYB. If you do that, you can then take a screenshot with proof that you did that on any of the books that you see here. Underdog, BETMGM, also have BETR, also have Sleeper, and a couple others that are in the description of the video. That's where all the links are. But if you go to those books, sign up with LYB, screenshot it, and send it to @JLBoogie on Twitter and Discord, as you can see there, and that'll get you a free month in the VIP. So those are my favorite bets for this game. I think we had a good amount in this one. I just want to see if y'all are talking about anything else here from this game real quick. Yeah, let's see. Facts, Phil. You got to keep me on point. That's one of David's toughest jobs is like, hey, we're doing a show. Hey, you were just talking about this one team. Come back. Hey, yeah, squirrel. Let's see. you and your Plumlee hatred over here, Mike. Yes, no, he cannot score. He can't shoot. That's for damn sure. Offensively inept is probably the way to put it, but not assists. The assists he can do. But everybody wants to fade Plumlee. All right. Let's go back. Okay. All right. You right. Hey, you right. Hey, you right. Let's look at it. I'm not that mad at Jared Allen. I love Jared Allen. So, he's got a special place in my heart. I'm not going to yell at the man. Let's look at the double-double for Jay Allen. He was just such a disappointment last night. My boy. Let's see. What's the book that we want to do this on, though? Is it FanDuel? Is that what we want to look at for him? Let's go see what that's at real quick. Okay, combo. Let's see. Double for JA. Plus 145 today, huh? Here we go again. Insert GTA meme. All right. So we got that at plus 145. Let's look at head-to-head. Earlier in the season, they smashed them, right? You had 17 boards. I don't think we got to worry about the boards this game, huh? Jarrett. All right, 11.5 points is low, too. So that's why we're getting a pretty good number on the DD from JA. All right. Let's just look at last season. Let's just look at head-to-head. Had a lot of points. So, yeah, 3 straight double-doubles against them, including dating back to last year. Did AD playing these games me wonders. Head-to-head last season for a Dizzle. Yeah, he played both of them. BOFUM, both of them last game. 31 minutes. That's AD. I don't have any. I don't have a good reason to not take Jared Allen double again. Our boy's averaging 10 on the season. He's gonna be needed. He played hella minutes because he's got to guard AD, right? No. Hold on. You're right. No, you're right. This was the most disappointing. But doesn't that mean that we come back the next day to Juice and we figure out that like you fade recent results, right? We talk about that sometimes. Fade recent results. We're probably still getting a hella good price on JA for the double because he didn't get it last night. It's just that simple. When the books can pull up a lack of a hit rate and show that to you, they're gonna juice it, right? Like basically, like they know that there's most new bettors are only looking at what's happened in the last 5 to 10 games and just going, yo, he's got a great hit rate over the last 10 games. Let me bet the over. But that's just not a way to win money over time because what happened yesterday isn't going to mean doesn't mean shit for what's happening today, right? So like you roll a die, you get a 6. Does that mean you're more or less likely to get a 6 on the next roll? It's the same odds. Doesn't matter, right? So now the matchup things change. This Lakers matchup is very good for him because he has to play because AD is awesome and AD is going to play. They're going to be, and actually if LeBron doesn't play though, now they're going to have Rui out there. They're going to have AD.
If you do 10 boards,
help me, David.
And 12 points, at least on DK, it ends up becoming plus 158, which is better than the plus 110 they're offering for.
But what's 10 boards and 10 rebounds?
10 boards and 10 points, you mean?
Yes. Talking is hard, David.
It is
probably about 1 plus 140 plus 135. 10 boards for JA on FanDuel anyway.
It's the exact same, and it's gonna be plus 110.
Oh, look at how smart these books are. So brilliant.
Yeah, they're getting smarter.
But you can't take 10 plus points in this game on FanDuel. So you got to do it on a different book. Or you got to go to player points and do the alt points or whatever, Jay Allen. All right, either way, the double is worth it at plus 145. Do you think everybody in the VIP is going to cancel their subscription if I suggest that we bet on Jared Allen double?
If by everybody you mean Legacy King, yeah.
I know Legacy King. I just want to know how many people are going to cuss out my mother if I try to bet on Jared Allen this
No, I think a lot of folks appreciate what you just spoke about, which is recency bias is what like, influences the decision. But really, each time you roll the dice or whatever, it's its own separate, probability. So I weirdly like it more than I did yesterday.
Thank you, Chosen KF. Yeah. Ultimate hooker. Hey, yo, you've been getting flowers all show, bro. You've been getting the love all show. You're not even here to get the love that people are giving you. Let us love you, bro. We love you. Thank you for making us money yesterday. We had a double free on the who hit the double. If you're in there, shout them out real quick. The double on Toumani Camara, my Belgian brother, Mon Frere, Toumani, right? Yeah. So you're the GOAT, bro. We love you. Let's see. The Bane one, I just had a question about Bane. We got him scrolling on the bottom line, my G. Who was asking that? Stacy. Yeah, we got Bane rolling on the bottom line right now. Free Sauce, if you would drop some plays for us, my G, because we're all interested to know too. I saw some of your looks in the Discord, but if you got any, no pressure. We also got Mike in here with a couple of looks. Mike's probably gonna be playing Triple J in this game. For those of y'all that didn't see yet, Mike, one of the VIP cappers as well, that he's in the Discord, and Mike is. We should call your bets mushroom bets, Mike, because Mike, I'm pretty sure, be taking some mushies here and there, and then finding some fire bets. It's like the flow state for our guy with the hallucinogens. I'm so proud of you, Mike. Let's see, and the Toumani ladder cash yesterday, my G. Whew. Yeah, dude, I just told you again. Come on now. I just said Bane over 20.5 points. You got this. We're all in together. Let's see. And yes, I do jump all over the place, bro. So you're not wrong about that. But let's see. Yep. Yeah, Bridges was a great bet, and then the double was a really smart play as well. All right, let's put Jared Allen in there. Fuck it. I'm betting on him again. We'll do it live. We're getting plus 145 for this. You crazy? Guess what? We're doing it again. Yep, Jared Allen, double-double. To our boy KF. I don't want to mess up your name again, but add it to the card. Yeah. All right, and I'm going to get this on my bet slip. An FD, yeah, I just want to make sure FD is the best number, and it does look to be. All right, we got one person in favor. Chef Stan, at least, is in favor of the Jared Allen double-double. Oh, and you get plus 150 on MGM. My MGM partner is not awake. How are you not awake? Or at least it's not delivering to his fucking phone. So whatever. I don't know if I'm personally playing it. No, I am. I got this on FanDuel. Great. All right. I don't have it on BetMGM. But if you do have it on BetMGM as well, it's a better look for the double-double. Thank you for bringing that up. Whoever just brought that up, I think it was Thomas, my guy. Appreciate you. We bet on Wemby threes, my dude. So I haven't bet it yet, but it's on the bottom line if you're interested in the Wemby bet. I preferred the threes. I think he's going to be taking 9 to 10 again. If he takes 10, he's usually good for 4. So we're going to go with that. All right. Community ride or die. Fuck, better not be a die for real. We got plenty of hoop to still bet on, man. So these 3 o'clock or 6 o'clock games start in like 20 minutes, right? So I think we're good. Or it's just one game that starts. It's that Spurs game. So I got the Wemby bet in. I didn't really like much else for the Clips. I mean, I should be betting on Storm and Norman every game. I bring him up every game, and it's not the best matchup for him, but I think he can still score against this team. I'm gonna have other bets on the card today. So ride or die with JA, the ultimate hooker, fucking bet tease boy over there, Jared Allen. Should just don't come back in the game if you're just going to foul twice in 30 seconds. That's why we were so mad yesterday. But let's not that irrationality impact us moving forward today. So we're going to, yesterday's price ain't today's price. Other than that for this game, I guess Donnie loves playing the Lakers. Why is he at 22.5 points? He's averaging 23.5 on the season, and doesn't he love playing the Lake Show? I'm pretty sure Donnie gets points every time. Earlier this year, he had 24 and 30 minutes when they won by. That's the other thing. Does anybody think this game's gonna be close just because the Cavs are on a back-to-back? Let me just pull this up.
They sat a lot of people last night,
that's right.
They rested a lot of people.
That's right. Night. Remember when Donnie was on the bike and they were up by? It was like the middle of the fourth quarter and they were up by like 20. And Donnie's on the bike and he's just chilling and he's like, "Yo, do you need me?" It was like someone was like, yo, and talking to him. He's like, "Do you need me to go in?" He's like, "Why the fuck would I go in?" So he had to sit the rest of the game. You're right about that. Donovan Mitchell.
And I think that's what caught us with the 9 rebounds too. I wrote in my notes last night that it looked like they were resting players for tomorrow because it's the Lakers and they want to make it's another game that's circled on their calendar.
Let's actually just consider that real quick. So let's pull up #basketball because we do talk about this, and that's a great point by David, which is that you don't want to just look at which teams are on a back-to-back tonight. You want to know who's playing a second game tomorrow. So it's Tuesday today, Wednesday tomorrow. Oh, the poor Raptors are the only team that have to play on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. That's what you get for being a Canadian franchise. We just shit all over that franchise as a league when in reality, just because they're from Canada. Poor Canadians, bro. Like, what the fuck? All right, so Toronto is bad at basketball, so they have to play twice in a row. Nobody else does. So, yeah, Donnie, go all out. Get yourself a W and then go get lit tonight in LA, too. That's sick. You live in Cleveland and you get to play in LA on the 31st. That's the way to do it, man. That's brilliant. They take them out of Cleveland. They're like, go kick it in LA. Here, this one's on us. All right. So for Donnie, why wouldn't I take Donnie? Last year he had a bunch of good games. Oh no, last year he sucked. What am I thinking of? Why did I think Donnie had good numbers against this team? Maybe it was when he was on the Jazz that he killed him. That's probably what I'm thinking of, to be honest. Let's do Donovan Mitchell versus Lakers let's do 8 games because that'll bring up the Jazz as well. So it's inconsistent. I guess he had been doing well. down here, but there's not that much to it. Maybe I just am stupid, is really what it comes down to. So yeah, I'm not going to just bet on Donnie blindly, but 22.5 is a very beatable number for Donovan Mitchell this season. In fact, in the games that he didn't blow people out, I would imagine, right? Like when you see 12 points, they won by 19. He played 26 minutes. Then that was because it was the front end of a back-to-back, right? Here's a back-to-back versus Golden State and the Nets. Oh, so they just keep blowing out Golden State in the front end of a back-to-back is what happens here. So they can sit their dudes. And then, yeah, so this all makes sense. I think this is still a very beatable number. But once again, I'm actually not certain that the Cavs aren't going to win this game by 10 to 12 points. But either way, I don't feel the need to bet on that too much. Anything else that you saw on there, David, since we just got a bet because we didn't end the show too early. So that's good.
Yeah, a couple of people are asking about Garland assists.
Okay.
Let me see what else.
Yeah, it's not right. I know you guys are Canadian. I'm on your side here for sure. I think it's bullshit that Toronto has to play just because they're from Canada. I think it's also probably because they're one of the worst franchises in the league right now, to be fair to the league too. But no, nothing but love for my Canadian brothers and sisters. I'm just saying that. Y'all get a bad rap sometime in this country.
What about I know we've gone here before, but what about Austin Reeves against Cleveland tonight?
Man, I don't know. I already have like 3 white guys on my card.
Oh, fair enough.
I don't know if you. No, I'm just kidding. No, you can't have too many white guys on one card. I'm just saying.
Has there been a change since the trade?
For about what now?
Because the last 2 games, it looks like he's up in minutes played.
Right. Yeah, he's not a bad look, especially because D'Lo's gone. LeBron missed last game, but yeah, with D'Lo gone, D'Lo was eating into a lot of the usage and stuff that he was doing. Wow, he had 37 minutes against the Dubs with LeBron and AD in there as well. That was Christmas.
Yeah, and then 43 minutes against the Kings.
But that was because LeBron was out too.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah. But yeah, that's a shit ton of minutes. Only took 9 shots against Detroit. That I don't understand. I don't know. Yeah, it's just those 2. It's just when I bet on him that he does bad. To be fair, he's one of those dudes that I just pick the wrong moments. But against the Cavs, spot up shooting, we do like to target that. We hit MPJ against them for that reason. You can see they're 17th. They're a good defense, but they're 17th against the spot up. So that would make sense for Austin. I imagine, well, against the Kings, he probably took a few less spot up and a few more pull up because LeBron was out. But against the Warriors, he probably took plenty of spot up, which is also how you beat them. So I do see what you're saying for Austin. Let's pull up head to head. Why do you do bad this? Well, they lost by 24. I was a part of it. All right, let me go to Fantasy Labs for a minute and just pull this stuff up because you're right that we should be looking at what's going on with LA. It's not a big sample size, but it's just one game, right, where they're playing without D'Lo?
I think so, right? It was just the last game.
I mean, all right, to be, I got to be 100%. I got to keep it a buck for one. Can you pull that back up real quick? I got to keep it a buck for 1 second. I'm joking. I am joking. The race of a player is not going to come into play when I'm betting him. I feel like in 2024, I have to say that. All right. So let me just get that out there. But at the same time, I don't know. Yeah. You can't have too many white guys on one card. That's all I'm saying. All right. Moving past it. But Lil John, Lil John comes in with some fire comments. I love when you say stuff in the YouTube videos, fam. All right, let me look at the Lake Show. I don't think there's gonna be much here, but maybe we can at least say like, oh, when Austin is playing without D'Lo, then like just D'Lo's not on the floor essentially. Then he's a lot better. Let's put him on the floor with AD, with LeBreezy, and let's take off court. Are they gonna let us take off D'Lo? Oh, I don't have to use current roster. Yeah, so I got D'Lo. Oh, very cool. Yeah, you can also click. Wait, what is this? Damn, he's not a white staple because he actually has skills. That's fair. I mean, Peyton P's got skills, but he's also kind of clear. Like he's not white as much as he is clear, right? Like we talk about Larry Bird from Space Jam. Bill Murray's like, why can't I play the NBA? It's because I'm white, right? And Michael's like, no, it's not because you're white. Larry plays in the NBA. He's like, Larry's not white. Larry's clear. And that's kind of what Peyton Pritchard is too. All right, so I'm taking D'Lo off and these 3 on. There's actually been 290 minutes this season that this threesome right here, pause, of LeBron, Austin, and AD have played together without D'Angelo, defenseless Russell. Let's look at per 36. Yo, by the way, getting ahead of this is a great moment in time to call out that the Brooklyn Nets are going to have a backcourt that consists of Cam Thomas and D'Angelo Russell. I'm betting the over for every guard that plays that team for the rest of time. I'm betting the over in every game that this team is going to be a part of till the end of time. That I cannot think of two guys that I would rather play pickup with less than D'Angelo Russell and Cam Thomas. Honestly, if anybody, and I would love to get that. Please name me somebody in the comments that you would rather play with less in a pickup game than D'Angelo Russell and Cam Thomas. You're not going to see the ball, man. You're not going to shoot the whole game. And I'm especially not going to shoot the whole game, because if you think those dudes are passing to a short white guy, you're crazy. They're not passing to anybody. So keep that in mind for the Nets moving forward. That's just going to be points. Me and my friends say they really trust Luka. Luka's also hella clear. And, white Americans, different than the foreigners, right? Like they kind of like just, it's different. Like they're just growing up playing ball against other white guys too, probably. So, all right, let me get back on track here. God damn. The AD Austin LeBron stuff. So when they're playing together per 36 minutes without D'Angelo Russell at all, we're talking about boards. Let's see, for Reeves, 14.9 points, man. That doesn't do much for me. That's the problem. Now, if LeBron's out, this is a good number. And honestly, 18.5 for Austin Reeves is just fucking high anyway. I think if I felt comfortable, like, all right, and this goes back to the point that I was making about Cam Thomas and D'Angelo Russell. The reason that I'm bringing that up right now is because I don't think the books are going to account for how bad on defense and good and better on offense, or faster anyway, that Cam Thomas and D'Angelo Russell are going to play. So that is a moment in time that we can take advantage of, because the books are going to put that number out there. Let's say the Nets are playing the Cavs and they put Donnie Mitchell at 20.5 points or something like that, or 23.5 points or some shit or whatever. Like they just don't give him enough. We're all going to look at that and go, who's going to stop this dude? There's nobody playing defense. That means we have value. The books have not taken into account how bad this defensive backcourt is for the Nets now. And so now we can hit that on the over on the other side, right? Like on Donnie, or over on the game in general, because those dudes are going to speed things up. With Austin Reeves, we're not in that same spot. We don't have the books not necessarily taking into account how many points he should be scoring without D'Angelo Russell now. Like, I don't think that's going to be the case. Maybe the minutes go up.
You also didn't love LeBron points earlier, right? So someone's got to score for them.
Well, I didn't see that. I don't think we talked about LeBron yet.
Oh, I thought you were talking about after his birthday was just the other day, and like
I was telling everybody to be careful. Yeah, his birthday wasn't the other day; it was last night. Yeah. So
does that make Austin Reeves any sharper? Right. Just because
it's just conjecture. And look, like, I'm not telling you not to make a bet ever on some bit of conjecture. What I mean by conjecture is like you have to assume on an assumption, right? Yeah. I'm not saying that like you can't make a bet on an assumption and gamble, right? If you want. I don't see the value in gambling on this, because I don't have a strong enough sense that like Austin, it all makes sense. All of the math adds up to Austin Reeves should have a few more shots tonight, and he should score or at least a few more minutes and a few more shots as a result. So it does make sense. It just sucks because he's played one game now without D'Lo. I guess the last two, but only one of them didn't have LeBron. He's a good bet. That's where I'd be going. I like where you're at. I would be taking Austin Reeves as well if I were going to bet on this game with that. But I just don't know if I am or not. I'm going to have to think about it some more, to be honest. And I don't want to waste too much more time on it. So let me close it out. I see Max Christie. I love Max Christie. The times I actually wait. Now I am starting. I was about to say the times that I like to bet on Max Christie, like I bet on him against the Dubs on Christmas, because I knew he was going to be out there to guard Steph, which was the case against Detroit. He was the one guarding Cade Cunningham. That's why he was out there for 17 minutes in that game, or 33 minutes rather. Then 33, 34, and 32. Yeah, JJ loves him because he actually plays defense. I do like Max Christie a lot. You're starting to speak my love language here. What about the assists and rebounds? Do we need to add those? I don't think we need to add those, my G. But I see why you wanted both of them and not just one of them. I kind of think we just need the points. Let me see here real quick. Oh, they're still plus 104 for 8.5. Max Christie is also going to be doing all the spot up, right? Yeah, he's a spot up shooter as well. He's actually shooting in the corners. How's that Cavs corner defense? Not great, Bob. 27th in this one, 9th in this one, but overall in the corners, like they're going to be giving stuff up. Wow, I'm really loving your Max Christie look there, my friend. Because it's all right. Let's do the minutes thing here real quick. Let's see. Advanced filters. Let's go to minutes. How many should we? I mean, fuck, 33, 34, 32. LeBron missed one of these games, so I can't attribute this to LeBron at all. Fuck, we're giving him 30 minutes. I mean, for sure 30, but he's more likely to play above 30 at this point than below it. Can I please use the minutes filter or no? Like, the fuck is going on? All right, there we go. 30 minutes for Max Christie, son of Doug. 12.3 points per game when he plays 30 plus minutes, and he just did it 3 games in a row because he's in the starting lineup now, right? So why wouldn't he do this? He's going to have to guard one of these two fuckers, and Donovan and Darius, and then he's going to be left open on the other side of the floor. And I can get this for plus 105 on MGM and even money on Bet365. And I think that might just go down more than like that price isn't going to get better. So I love this look, is what I'm saying. Let's see real quick. Let's do Max Christie, no D'Lo. I guess we'll keep both those bros on the floor. I don't care, but he's starting with these guys. So let's put Max out there as well for a second. Low-key love Doug Christie. Wait, head coach Doug Christie, right? Isn't he the Kings interim coach? Did I get that right? Let's see, 4 of them. All right, so yeah, 11 points per 36 for Max when he's played on the floor with AD, Austin Reeves, and LeBron, and without D'Lo. I love it. Let's do it. Let's ride. Let's get it. 8.5 for plus 105 on BetMGM for Max Christie, son of Doug. I don't know why I keep saying that. I'm playing that. Yeah, can we throw that on the bottom line, David? I can repeat that too if need be.
Yeah, what is it specifically?
Max Christie over 8.5 points plus 105 BetMGM. I'm not going to be able to get BetMGM, but that is the best number. I'm going to have to play this at even money. Yeah, that's fine. I'll play it at even money. But I recommend everybody else be playing it at BetMGM if you can. And if you don't have a sportsbook account with BetMGM, what a perfect time to get it so that you can bet on this and you can get a free month in the VIP. I'm such a shitty salesman, man. Playable to, wait, 8.5, and he's at 9. He's at 12 now. All right. -130. Math is hard. 2.5. There we go. -125 adds up. Butimus. All right. So we got Max Christie floating on the bottom line, or at least we will in just a minute. I guess I have more energy today because we started early and I'm not as tired from doing other shit earlier like I have been the last few days. So let's keep going. I think DFS was a look from Free Sauce as like a potential sneaky 3-point look. I can see that. I don't know about it as much as the only thing. But you're never going to hear me talk shit on a bet that Free Sauce brings our way, obviously, especially because everybody on this show would leave if I ever said anything bad about Free Sauce. So, and I never would because that's the homie and kind of the reason that we even have a show today, to be honest with you. We got a Gobert look for the DD against who are they playing? OKC. I can see it. Yeah, we should be talking about rebounds and stuff for the center and everybody playing against this team. I'm still not saying Julius Randle was a bad look. I think Nate brought Julius Randle rebounds earlier. I do think that's a good look. They're giving up more rebounds to power forwards than centers, to be fair, also to that look of Julius Randle on the boards. But how has Rudy done? Let's close it out with CB3. That game's about to start, so let's just talk about it. I just want to see how Rudy's done real quick. Head-to-head last season. Did he get played off the floor? Not really. He didn't really get played off the floor at all. 36, 29, 33, and 36. Just one bad game, really. Missing on the points. The boards. Yeah, only one bad game. Yeah, the boards. Yeah, the boards. The boards against this team. I think that is a good look. I think 10.5 is too low, to be honest. I think you just take the rebounds. -115. The points are at 9.5. Yeah, if the double-double is worth it for you in terms of the odds, I get it. I think the rebounds for Rudy are going to be a look. Can you just write that down for us to talk about later, David? I don't want to forget that. Yeah. Oh, there's no games at 6 today? I'm crazy. Oh, you're right.
Oh, that's right. There's a little bit of a break.
Yeah, there's even more of a break. It's these West Coast times that fuck with me. All right, Rudy rebounds is going to be the look more than the points, but even more than the double-double. But if you get a good number on it, I get it. Free sauce. Let me know what you were thinking with CP3. You thinking revenge narrative against the Clips? I mean, there's nobody there from when he plays. So I don't know if he's going to care, but he's been playing minutes, and that's what I care about. And that's what I showed at the beginning for San Antonio, for those of y'all that were paying attention, or at least here at the time. If you look at the last 7 games, they've really trimmed this rotation so that these 4 guys starting are playing 30-plus minutes every game now. That's Devin Vassell, Chris Paul, Sohan, and Wemby. For CP3 and the dimes, always got to start there. So 8.6 over those last 7. Let's just start with him for a minute. Yeah, and let me know. You said points. Let me see. What'd you say? What you said?
While you're looking at that, a couple of people have questions about a couple looks that we've already gone with. Just check this. What's scrolling at the bottom?
Oh, okay, yeah. Can you say that again for everybody? Sorry, I didn't know if you're talking to me or everybody, but
yeah, just if you're looking for any of the looks or you're wondering if we end up going with someone or not, it all should be scrolling at the bottom line. Just started there with Max Christie.
Sweet, thank you, sir. So the dimes or the points? Free sauce, let me know what you were thinking for. I know you probably told me. Oh yeah, you said points. My bad. I got you. All right, points for CP3. We got the 9.5, which is about what he's averaging on the season. I mean, this is a good defense. You know what I mean? There's not much there in the way of play type. They're 11th versus the pick and roll ball handler. They are 8th up top, where he's shooting all of his shots is up top, right? And they haven't, or they did play. What happened earlier? He had 14 points. Devin Vassell was out. All right, let's do this because they have a very consistent lineup now, and they're playing, like I said, they're playing these dudes 30-plus minutes together per game for CP3, Vassell, Sohan, and Wembanyama. Let's put them on court. Wemby, and what an unfortunate name for David Duke, bro. How do you name your kid David if your last name is Duke? Unbelievable. Chris Paul, if you don't know who that is, Google David Duke. It ain't gonna be David Duke on the Spurs that comes up first when you Google that shit. I guarantee you. All right. Let's see, Devin Vassell. We got Vassell, Harrison Barnes, Chris Paul, and Victor Wembanyama. 107 minutes together on the floor. Wemby averages 32 per 36. What is he saying? PM. Oh, don't make me bet it. Which one though? Which one did he not want to bet? Do you remember what he was talking about, David?
Yeah, he referenced the double for Jarrett Allen. It just
no, you're betting it. No, you have to bet it. Legacy, if you don't bet Jarrett Allen double and show me the ticket, I'm gonna come to Sweden and I'm gonna take my Vince Carter jersey back. You understand? You're betting on Jarrett Allen today. All right. 18 for Vassell per 36. Harrison Barnes sucks, dude. Was someone saying that Julian Champagny was I'm telling you, crazy that you would name your fucking kid David Duke. A black woman named her child David when Duke was his last name. He's a former leader of the Ku Klux Klan. So just so you know why it's fucked up. Harrison Barnes, 12 a game in 36. Vic at 32 per 36 and 20. Yeah, Castle's kind of getting the boot to the bench. So these are the 4 I'm looking at. CP3 scoring hella less. So I know this isn't the end all be all free sauce, but what I wanted to see, because of the fact that I've seen that San Antonio is playing all of its starters 34 minutes, and then Champagny and Barnes are switching it up, right? Like they're basically just subbing for each other. So these 4, I want to know, how do they play when they're on the floor together? Because now I see their minutes together staying really, really high, and I can bank on this, right? So for Chris Paul, he's at 10 dimes per 36 and just 5 points. Now, granted, this is the last 7 games, and in the last 7 games, he's had some tough matchups. Let's just go to the last 7 real quick. Let's make this 7. Averaging 7.7 in the last 7 games. Not missing any, like all these bros are playing the whole time in terms of the other starters. So yeah, he's over in 3 of 7. I don't think the points are there against a very good defense that is limiting stuff up top. And that's how he's scoring almost all of his points. Plus 9.5 is a terrible fucking number. If you can get 8.5 for minus 120, DraftKings is hanging a high number that I'd be going on the under against, to be honest. But every time I've gone under on Chris Paul this year, he's fucked me. So I'm just not going to do it again. The dimes is the same thing in the last 7. Yeah. But I mean, the dimes are where I'd be leading. Now, he's not going to play 36 either. He's going to be playing like 32. is what I think we expect for CP. So yeah, I think he's going to end up being a stay away for me in this one, unfortunately. But all right, I'm going to do literally one more. Yeah, Vassell points could be good. Let's see. Yo, Jeff, real quick. Hella is just something people say on the West Coast. I don't know. Get fucked. I don't really know what to say. You could dip out though if you want. All right, let's keep going. Lighten up, Francis. Let's see. What was it? Was anything else that stood out to you that people were talking about, David?
No, some people were asking. We already talked about it at the very beginning, but I guess since there's a ton more people in here, what about Vooch points? And I think someone else had a PRA.
Okay, Vooch ain't playing though.
Do you mean someone? I mean, sorry,
Zubak. Do you mean Zoo? Yeah, Zoo. Yeah,
I got so many.
You got your big Slavic white guys messed up.
Yeah,
that was hella messed up of you, David. Let's see. No, I just wanted to say hella again to see if we triggered Jeff at all. All right, let's look at Vooch Zubak. Makes sense. Like that game isn't an hour. The thing about Zoo is going to be that he needs to have the minutes. So that would be really where this bet starts. Is that you have to play him against Wemby. You don't have. I say that, but now I'm also realizing like I think they will play. Well, what is Zoo? Let's just stop talking about it. Be about it. What does Zoo do last game? Head to head against them. 13 boards, and Wemby played, I'm sure, like plenty of minutes in that game. 17 and 13. All right. Yeah, I'm way less likely to take the 12.5 tonight than I was last night against the Pelicans and Eve Missy. You know what I mean? So it's interesting. I don't think you're not going to get any juice here with the double-double, right? Like there's really not much to do with that. So the dimes I actually was interested in too. I always think about dimes versus Wembanyama for centers. Just like if you get the rebound, can you really afford to always go back up with it when you got a dude that's 7'10" standing right next to you? Like a little bit tough. Yeah, I think I also need a brain break for a minute because now I'm just going to start forcing bets without actually having good reasoning for it. So I'm going to call it for today. I will give y'all one more reminder. If you do want to jump into the VIP, you can do that using code over 40. That'll get you 40% off your first month in the VIP. You can also sign up for one of these books, either Underdog, BetMGM, and we've got a few more linked in the description of the video. Go ahead and sign up using code LYB. That'll get you all this free stuff, right? And then send me a screenshot of you proving that you signed up for one of those books using code LYB, and I will get you a free month in the VIP Discord. And that is at JL Boogie on Twitter or Discord. You can hit me up on Instagram. I don't check Insta. Honestly, I don't give a shit about Instagram these days. But if you want to hit me there, I'll probably get a notification and check it. So appreciate y'all, though, man. This was a pretty good one here for an impromptu show for some early games. Still got about 600 of y'all in here. Happy to say we broke the record for our show last show. I got over 1,000 and held it. So I really, really appreciate y'all. And we'll be back. I think I'll be back tomorrow. We got hoop tomorrow, right? What time do these games start tomorrow? Do we know? We don't give us that here. Let's see. ESPN Big Ragu. I miss being able to do that with White Dante. Let's see. NBA tomorrow. What do we got on the first? What time are these games starting tomorrow? 4:30 my time. All right, we're back to normal. Hell, that's 4 p.m. So normal. So 4 p.m. on the West Coast, 7 p.m. for y'all on the East Coast. So yeah, we'll be back normal time with the show tomorrow, every day, 5:30 p.m. Eastern. So hopefully we'll see y'all there tomorrow. I don't think I'm gonna have a video. I'm gonna be drunk in like 4 hours, right? So like I'm not gonna have a video tonight. I could lie to you guys and say I will try, but I'm not gonna try. Let's be real about it. I hope you guys all have a great night tonight. Stay safe. Hopefully you don't do anything stupid and end up in the drink tank, and then I can't see you on the live show tomorrow. That would be stupid. So, but for those of you on the VIP, I'm gonna be jumping back in there now for the next couple hours, getting these bets down, and then it is beer o'clock at that point. So, best of luck tonight to all of y'all, and appreciate everything. Till I see you guys next, which will be tomorrow. Happy betting. Even happy betting to Jeff.